A pleasure to meet y'all at last, and welcome back to the Vlog-A-Thon 5.0. So now, I've actually gotten a few questions that I feel like should at least be answered, but maybe we could just save these kind of questions for the upcoming Season 3 of Why Is That? After all, we're about 2 months away from that sort of thing coming together, but until then, I suppose a few things could be arranged since they are not, in fact, why is that questions, while at the same time, the combination of email, social media, and other such formats that I get messages from, electronically, of course. I'm getting some why is that questions here and there, but I do have yet to start production on that part, so for today, I'm in fact going to have a few questions answered at this very point. I should probably go ahead and talk a bit about one thing in particular known as depression. Yes. This is in fact one major problem that I've actually managed to overcome. As of this past summer, I feel like that things have become fully resolved. I've been through a whole lot since 2012. And with all that has come down from the starting days of puberty to having all of these different emotional aspects take over throughout my middle school years, throughout my high school years, and throughout all the years that have happened since then. But maybe the most important thing to realize here is just the fact 2019 and onwards, all the way up to today, just these past 3 years have become the biggest, most valuable portion that has allowed me to progress solid and comfortably. But maybe I should be more elaborate here. I'll just simply start off by pointing out the fact that I've definitely had a lot of boundaries set up. And I've certainly had plenty of different things to work on. And throughout this year alone, considering the work that I've already done and the work that I might as well be doing at this very moment, I'm beyond sure that I can, in fact, succeed very well and valiantly. Depression, on the other hand, is one of several different things I've had to learn to get used to, because there's always a likelihood that some event will happen in my life. Bad credits, my living gets destroyed from a fire or something, I end up losing a prized possession to something, or possibly anything else. Old friends and new friends of all sorts. It already is kind of bad just knowing the fact that some of which I'll probably never get to talk to again. And I'm more than fortunate enough to be able to have some in contact with on social media, especially DMs, where platforms like Twitter or Instagram are likely for me to use at any given moment for this exact purpose. To be able to talk with some people out there doesn't ultimately happen all too often, and so I'm more than confident in knowing that some people will have my back even all this time has passed. There's definitely been a lot that I've gone through, considering what has been going on, starting with a couple of things. The many controversies that have been uploaded to the web, pandemic, natural disasters, political rivalries. I mean, I could go all day and probably throughout the whole year, possibly discussing the very disgusting things that I might have ever heard in my whole life. But this whole year alone, I feel like, has not only been a big turmoil for certain subjects, but through other subjects, they've been helpful to at least make up for some damages. And I'm more than sure these days we'll definitely have a lot of things to work on. I'm also sure that with 2023 coming soon, I'm probably going to have a similar set level of challenges, and also whatever comes around, new friends that I could have, some time spent with, some new activities that I can put together from my own time, and also with all the new work that I've been piecing together, new jobs, new labor, all put together into one piece. A nice big book of chapters that relate to my life. And with that in mind, I feel like that probably just closes off on this whole thing. I feel like that with depression finally coming to an end in my life, and with all the new stuff that I've actually been able to really put together in my life, I'm just more than confident nowadays that these days are going to be a lot better than they were back then. Last year alone was the breaking point in my life. And I was so close to really hurting myself, to really putting a huge amount of burden on my own mind and body, that I never would have figured that it would have actually happened. I was that oblivious, naive, and dumb enough to not realize the consequences of certain actions. And trying to simply run away from this stuff and move out to Oregon, I mean, of all states in the whole country I could have gone to, it had to be Oregon, the West Coast. And I mean, all I just needed was a fresh start. And I feel like that since November 2021 and onwards up until this very year, it's been a whole flipping year since that endeavor had taken place. And now that I feel like I have mostly recovered from that, I can now just realize I have a purpose in life. I have work that society can really appreciate me for. I have goals in life that I've never put together. I have a mission. But most importantly, I have people around me. And I suppose that seeing as things are turning around very successfully, I can feel a lot better about myself and maybe for other people if this stuff continues. Seeing that a lot of stuff that we have really begun to hate, a lot of which just starting to dissipate at this point. So, with that in mind, well, until next time I come around on the Vlog-A-Thon, make sure that you like, subscribe, comment, follow me on social media, and stay on the Hollywood side if you'd like to see more